Good morning, everybody. Good Monday morning. How are you doing? Great, I feel great, except for my sinuses. Now, for those who don't know, I've been sick and now I feel excellent, except for my sinuses want to kick in. Woke up with the whole punch and bag swollen, and so we're gonna try and get through this. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy the topics we will discuss today. Well, the one topic, which is going to be for Monday Musings, doppelgangers. Let's discuss doppelgangers. Um, yeah, so we have doppelgangers today, and then Wednesday for What If Wednesdays, our whole controversies, is the Mandela effect. And then, of course, Fridays, we have Freaky News Fridays, and Tuesdays and Thursdays is Coffee and Cards. And what I do there is we sit around and we shoot the shit, basically, and do tarot readings. Tuesdays is more tarot readings, Thursday is more oracle reading. So, yeah, there's what goes on this channel, and I hope you stick around and enjoy. So today, again, we're talking about doppelgangers. What are they? Are they harbingers of death? Are they just... And now, I'm not talking about like twins. Like everybody in the world has a twin. I get that. I had one that went to my school. They'd get us mixed up all the time. No relation whatsoever. But she was my twin. I was her twin, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so you have to excuse me, I'm getting over being sick. I feel great, but I woke up this morning, my sinuses, my old punch bag was swelled up a bit. So we're gonna try to get this. I feel a hell of a lot better than I have been. And I thank you guys for all the well wishes and feel better soon and stuff. I really appreciate it. Okay. So yeah, doppelgangers, what are they? I have a theory, of course, but I will save that till the end. So let's discuss doppelgangers. Wikipedia. Let me pull it up so I can actually read it. Doppelganger comes from a German word, which doppel means double, and ganger means doer or what was the other word? I don't know. I can't remember. Um, so anyway, double goer. It's a non-biological related look-alike or double of a living person, sometimes portrayed as a ghostly or paranormal phenomenon, and usually seen as a harbinger of bad luck. Other traditions and stories equate a doppelganger as an evil twin. In modern times, the term twin stranger is occasionally used, and the word doppelganger is often used in more general and neutral sense and in slang to describe any person who physically resembles another person. Now, to me, I've always, with doppelganger and in school, I didn't even relate the two. Doppelganger was always a thing that was bad, right? Um, so the myth behind it is English speakers have only recently applied this German word to paranormal concept. Francis Gross's glossary of 1787 used the term fetch instead, defining as the apparition of thing. And then, of course, Catherine Crow's book on paranormal phenomena, Night Side of Nature in 1848, the German. However, the concept of alter egos and double spirits have appeared in folklore, myths, and traditions of many cultures through human history. Now, I did look up fetch, and I will bring it up here. It's on Wikipedia, of course. And here we go. Fetch. Let me bring it up so I can read it. A fetch is a supernatural double or apparition of a living person in Irish folklore. To me, this is what a doppelganger. It is largely akin to the doppelganger, and sightings are regarded as omens, usually for impending death. The origin of the term is unclear. A fetch is described as an exact spiritual double of a living human. It is regarded as ominous. As such, it is similar to the German doppelganger and some conception of the British wraith. Now, the origin, let's see. Portraits of death, not dissimilar to later fetch traditions, are found in early Irish literature and are associated with the Old Irish term faith, seer. Fieldman issues prophecies of death in Tainbo, that word, sees a sinister version of a woman washing bloody chariot wheels in the Prudent Day Chelka, a Hague prophecy, the death of Car. So, with a fetch, it's the harbinger of death. That's the way I'm taking it anyway, right? So that's kind of what I've always thought a doppelganger was until I studied it more. And I just don't see it as a death anymore. Now, here, as soon as my computer wants to work with me. Excuse me, I need to take a little bit of a drink. My thirst. According to legend, doppelgangers, double walker, that was the other word, is a duplicate of a real person, and is someone who looks like another person. Teachers have believed spiritual creatures, spiritual couples of the person, or downright demonic in folklore. Seeing one's own double or alter ego is considered a bad omen. If people saw the double of their relative, at least that he or she was not actually there, it meant that they had seen their spirit double, and that particular relative was to meet his death. So if I sat there and saw a doppelganger of my husband walking down the street, that means, but yet I know he's at work, that means he's going to die. That's what people believed. What do you guys think? If people saw, okay, I already read that. According to some beliefs and superstitions, I told you I'm not all here today, doppelgangers are supposed to be the evil twin that suggests and insinuates it is to its human counterpart do bad and all unlawful things. That's new to me. I've never heard that before. One of the earliest references of double spirits being found in the Zoroastrian branch of Zoroastrianism it deals with abstract duality. Um, so twins, basically, right? But the external and evil. However, the idea of the dual nature is by no means restricted to Zoro's that word. Sorry, guys, I am so not good when it comes to big words like that. If I hear it, I'll know it, but reading it, forget it. Anyway, this belief can be found in many religions. However, perhaps even God and the devil can be seen as opposite sides of nature. In mythology, believed this was a ghostly double that preceded a living person performing their actions in advance. Many stories of vertigo includes instances that are taboo in substance. And that's all it goes on. My belief, how it works. Deja vu, doppelgangers, and Mandela effect are all somehow, and this is just my belief, are somehow connected. Like, I believe deja vu is your brain remembering the other timeline you're from, if that makes sense. So deja vu is playing out again. You've already played out in another timeline, where doppelgangers is your body playing out what you did in another timeline, or vice versa. Not vice versa. How did I want to say that? Doppelgangers, you really don't get deja vu. Obviously, I don't know. I've never met my doppelganger, but yeah, I think deja vu is just your brain remembering you doing that in another timeline, but your doppelganger is just your body doing it again or doing that. That makes sense. That happening. A project includes incident that nearly deja vu in substance, but in reverse, where a spirit, the spirit, the subject's voice, scent, and appearance, and overall demeanor precedes them in allocation of activity, resulting in witnesses believing they've seen or heard the actual person before the physically arrives. In Breton mythology, as well as Cornish and Norman French folklore, the doppelganger is a version of the Anaku, a personification of death. There are many tales involving Anaku, who appears as a man or a skeleton wearing a cloak wielding a scythe. Death himself, I'm taking it. And in some stories, he is described as a shadow that looks like a man with an old hat and scythe, often atop a cart for collecting the dead. He is said to wear a black robe with large hat, which conceals his face. Whoops. I don't know if that's him. Let's see what it says. Nope. Ancient Egyptians believed in the existence of Ka. The Ka was considered a spiritual double born with every man. It lived on after a person died as like the body of the individual and therefore needed the body after death. Well, that's kind of creepy. So is that like almost like a possession? Um, this is why the Egyptians mummified their dead. If the body decomposed, their spirit double would die, and the deceased would lose their chance for eternal life. That's kind of neat. Creepy, but neat. Native Americans myths believe that there is upper world and underworld. While the good people reside in the upper world, the evil doubles live in the underworld. There is also several curious modern stories of doppelgangers. It happens that doppelgangers cannot be seen by the person at all, but instead manifest to other people in a completely different location. However, the existence of doppelgangers remains a question. Oh, wait, sorry. How the existence of doppelgangers can be explained remains a question that no one has been able to solve yet. Traditionally, scientists explain the manifestation of a spirit double or doppelganger as nothing but electrical glitches of the brain or mental illness, such as schizophrenia. I don't believe that one bit. But however, there are also those who believe in the presence of a double you. It's very compelling. Um, yeah. What do you guys think? I mean, I definitely don't believe that the whole schizophrenia thing. I definitely believe that. Um, just because what everybody that sees a doppelganger, if they see somebody that looks like you, they're schizophrenia. No, I don't think so. Yeah, that's just crazy to me. That's crazy. It's glitches in the brain. How can it be glitches in the brain? There's been people that had stories of them actually talking to the people. I read doing research. I read some tales of doppelgangers where there was a guy who there his went into the store and she was wearing a red shirt at the time. Well, when he got home, she had come home wearing a red shirt. Not the same one that he saw, but a red shirt indeed. And how can you explain that? Then you question yourself. You're like, did I really see them? It's really crazy. So, so do you guys think that if you see your own doppelganger, you're gonna die? Sorry, guys, my eyes are running. Um, I don't. Although I've never experienced my doppelganger, so that's therefore I'm here. Um, yeah, I just think it's a different timeline. I think if they're from a different timeline. I think they're from a different dimension, and yeah, that's why we have the Mandela effect, and then that's why we have deja vu. That's just my way of thinking, though. Let's go move on to the. So, let me pull this up so I can see it. The disturbing consequences of seeing your doppelganger. One morning, a man was double staring him in the eye. So they're saying here that it's a hallucination that reveals how the brain constructs our sets of self. Now, this I found interesting. The only reason I brought this into this topic out of body experiences here, right? And the weird thing is, I was reading this, and I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna skip down because this really doesn't talk about doppelgangers. It really talks about seizures and stuff like that. But I thought the weirdest thing. Let's see, because they think it's all it's a hallucination. Well, my sinuses are really starting to get to me. But anyway, the reason, like I said, the reason I brought this up is right here. Some clues come from the work of Olaf Blank, a neurologist, a Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in 2002. Blanky managed to induce repeated out-of-body experiences in a 43-year-old woman. He had been treated, did not show any. He resorted to surgery to figure out the focus of her epilepsy. His team inserted electrodes inside the cranium to record electricity from the cortical surface directly rather than from outside the skull as you would if you were using standard EEG. Let me see. Let me skip down. So it was during such a procedure that Blanky found. Thank you for skipping ahead there, computer. Found that he could cause the woman to report some rather sensations by simulating a single electrode placed on the right angular gyrus towards the back of the skull. Now, this is where I have problems. Physical life. I don't have seizures, but I have problems with the back of my neck. I mean, we just found out last year that my neck is deteriorating, but that's beside the point. The reason I brought this up right here, when the stimulation current was low, she reported sinking into the bed or falling from a height. When Blanky's team experience. Now, the reason I bring this up, and like I said, it's the only reason I brought this article into this discussion. Well, it had Doppelganger in it, so I thought it was about Doppelganger. When I had my out-of-body experience, that's exactly what happens. When I put myself into, like, I'm going down in an elevator, that's when I have my out-of-body experience. I can put myself, I haven't in years, so I really can't say that I can do it anymore. But when I was going through my out-of-body experiences, or the one instance I did, I had those feelings all the time. Like, it almost was like a calling, like somebody from the other side saying, come on, you need to come over here for some reason, right? I'd have these feeling like I was in an elevator. And finally, the day that my out-of-body experience happened, and I explained this in my other video, I was putting my son down for a nap. He was like 2 or 3, I think. And I started to get one of those feelings that I was going down in an elevator. And I just went with it. I just relaxed and let it go. The next thing I know, I was looking down at my son and myself laying in the bed. I had the reaction of, what the fuck? And I slammed back in my body, and it hurt like hell. I sat up and was like, what just happened? But I thought, I read that and I was just like, that is very interesting indeed. So I that up. But yeah, it's the first time that I've heard anybody talk about getting felt falling from a height, or I mean, we all get that when we're laying down for bed. We jolt ourselves awake because we feel like we're falling. It's just not the same feeling. This is just if I sit back and relax and make myself fall, or like I'm going down in an elevator. That's how I described it. But I would get little jolts of that. throughout doing something mundane, like if I was watching or something and you kind of zone out, I would have things. So it's just very interesting. Anyway, moving on. So here we have. Oh, hold on one sec. Doppelgangers and the mythology of spirit doubles. The mythology of spirit doubles can be traced back thousands of years and is present in the past, holding a prominent place in the ancient legends, stories, artworks, and in various authors, or by various authors. So it's like, I don't see all those people being schizophrenia or schizophrenic, like the scientists think. I don't know if yeah, I don't think they're like twins, like some suggest. But I don't know what I'd do if I came across my own doppelganger. You know what I mean? How would you guys? Would you guys react funny or would you get scared? Would you be nervous? Would you talk to them? Would you try to, hey, where are you from? What timeline are you from, damn it? Um, so yeah, I mean, I'll put all these links in the description and in the chat as we go along. I don't know why my sound is. Oh, maybe because it's. I don't know. We'll get off that page. So this is where I came, because it brought up the Mandela effect, but also brought up the doppelganger quote. So doppelgangers have been encountered for centuries. A doppelganger, literally a double walker, is a duplicate or double of a living person. Could both of them be the same person, but one is from an alternative reality? This goes what is going on. Um, but one is from the alternative reality and merely slid into this world. That's where this phenomenon might be relevant to the Mandela effect. In some cases, the duplicate person is only seen by other people. At other times, the person encounters themselves. For our studies, I'm not sure the distinction matters. However, in the 19th century, some people believed the doppelganger predicted death. This is especially true in Irish literature, where the double is described as a fetch. And we went over that. Um, in Scandinavia counterpart, Filja relates to an animal whose appearance may sometimes predict death, so it's not a true doppelganger. So far, no one has satisfactory explanation for doppelgangers like phenomena. But it would explain the Mandela effect on how and why they have it. Because Mandela effect is kind of crazy. And I think I froze up. So we'll just keep talking here. And hopefully it keeps recording. But it kind of explains the Mandela effect of remembering things that aren't really like the thinker statue. Some remember it like this, others remember it like this. I remember it like that, but it's not. It's this way. My eye's leaking again. Oy. So yeah, I mean, to me it's pretty wild. Um, but I think I'm gonna end this here. And what do you guys think? I want to hear your discussions about this. Leave it if you're not in live chat, or if I do live chat. I'm not sure because I think I'm gonna take some sinus pills and go to sleep and see where this all goes, and hopefully it'll be all over with. Because like I said, I feel awesome. I just my sinuses are all up in here. um. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will get this uploaded. I think that's what I'm gonna do instead of doing a premiere. Mandela Effect will definitely be a premiere. Because I want to talk to you guys as I'm going through the different Mandela effects. I want to see what you guys remember and um what it is today. So we'll be having a lot of Mandela stuff on Wednesday. Um so there you have it. But definitely leave me a comment. What do you guys think about doppelgangers? Are they harbinger of death, or are they from an alternative timeline? And that's where deja vu comes from. It's just the opposite. It's our not our bodies, it's our mind. So let me know. Thank you for hanging out with me today, and hopefully we'll talk soon. All right, guys. Love you. Thank you. Have a good day.